Welcome back. We are here once again with Hy-Vee's Marketing, Catering, and Event Director, Michelle Canapil.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I couldn't be better.
Especially with all of this in front of us.
I know, right?
How could we miss? All right, is it safe to say, of course it is, it's grape season?
It is. There is such a thing as grape season.
Is there?
I didn't realize that.
I mean,
This
after
is the
summer
prime-
ends, then?
October is probably the heat of it. We have,
Okay.
in total, 11 different varietals in the store right now.
Wow.
3 of them organic. So it's not just like when I grew up and you had red and green grapes and then, black grapes. Now we have different flavor profiles through crossbreeding. And even though they've been crossbred and stuff, it's non-GMO. So
Right.
they're not, none of these have been genetically modified, so they're all just as
Okay.
healthy.
That's
as the
amazing.
other ones.
Okay, and they refer to these, I think, as table grapes.
Yes,
typically, because they're not like wine grapes, so
Right.
the kind you sit and eat, for lack of a better word, at the table. There's an array of grapes, and they all taste different.
Mm-hmm. They do. On the top, the funny oblong-shaped ones are moondrop grapes. They're very sweet. They're deceiving because of the dark skin. They have a green flesh in them, though. So
Do they really?
They do.
Are we tasting these as we go?
Sure.
I think we should. I just had one of those, and they're delicious.
And I've paired it with the holiday grapes, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, we're the only place in town that has holiday grapes right now. That's the big, plump,
Those are
juicy ones. Yeah.
beautiful.
The big red ones.
Yeah.
What makes them holiday? Just because they're beautiful?
They're
Do they
beautiful,
taste
big,
like
sweet.
a holiday.
Pretty to sit out at a holiday. Now, is there anything to do with the color as far as their sweetness or their tartness?
Not really.
Not really.
It's depends on the weather when they're growing, and
Okay.
so that's why this time of year, I guess, is the best for buying grapes because they've had all summer to grow and
To sit in that heat and get all
heat
yummy.
and sun.
Well, that was a good question, Cammie, but I do know that there is the cotton candy, they
cotton
call it.
candy, mhm.
That I always think of the green
Which
ones as
are
they would be a
on
little
the
more
front.
tart.
It's down here, right?
Yes.
Yes, these are cotton candy.
Those are the ones that taste for all the
How
world.
in the world
like
do they
cotton
make them
candy.
taste like cotton
I
candy?
know. I wish I knew. I've looked it up, and they just say through breeding and cross-pollinating. And
Isn't that amazing? Do customers just go nuts for these? They
They
have
do.
to.
Oh, I
This time of
do.
year, like we have people call. Do we have cotton candy grapes yet? Do we have holiday grapes
Oh,
yet?
wait a minute.
No, they're very special. You can't get them everywhere.
And then,
so.
of course, you have the gumdrop grape, which is the smaller purple black grape,
over on this side.
and that's a
Okay.
very sweet grape.
Yeah.
And then you've just got your limited, your greens and your reds and your regular black seedless grapes.
When I was growing up, that's what we had. We had
Right.
grapes.
Yep.
We just had
Period.
grapes.
Red grapes were a treat.
And they all had seeds, right?
Yeah.
And
back
they did
then?
all have seeds, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so good. All right, and you brought some sparkling grape juice, which is always delicious.
did.
Now, here's the thing. She brought something completely different. You ever cook grapes?
I have never.
I had
cooked
never before
grapes.
this morning, and actually, this was very tasty. I sauteed the holiday grapes in olive oil and thyme,
I've never even heard of that before.
and then whipped goat cheese. I used agave and milk to sweeten it up, and then sprinkle it with thyme on top.
That's
and it's
beautiful.
a really good treat. I was very surprised at how it turned out.
My
So-
goodness.
I'm going to
that
have to
is
try the
amazing.
sauteing of grapes.
I know. I'm going to at least just try
And
a
try 'em
grape
with
because,
the goat
yeah,
cheese.
I want to see what they taste like.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. With the
And
thyme?
What a really pretty
And then
appetizer.
the holiday grapes are also very good with an aged Gouda. That's an 18-month aged Gouda. The strength of the cheese and the sweetness of the fruit really do a good job together.
Goes together, and you do beautiful charcuterie boards. Is this an example of one of the ones you do? But you can do them as big as this table if
You
that's
can.
what you want.
I have for weddings before. So.
Have
Oh,
you?
wow.
What all have you got on this one? It looks like
I've-
maybe some dried fruit.
Yeah, the apricot actually goes better with the manchego because it's more of an earthy tone cheese. And then the Gouda with the grapes, and I've got a speck Americano, which is basically prosciutto that's smoked with applewood.
Ooh, nice.
And then more cheese. We've got the Parmesan crisp. They go great with the grapes too.
So if
They're
you're watching your
sweet and
carbs, you
salty.
can use
Yeah.
that instead.
You can do the Parmesan crisp. Great stuff here. I want to talk about this, by the way. This scan the code
Yes.
for 5 million meals. You're going to see this symbol right here in Hy-Vee all the time, okay? What does that mean? What do you do?
Scan the code for 5 million meals. We are pledging to work with Feeding America food pantries in our 8-state trade area. And for every $1 you donate, 10 meals can be provided for someone in a food pantry. In addition to that, every $1 donated in Springfield stays in Springfield. It's going to go to Ozarks Food Harvest.
Wow.
So we're encouraging our customers when they see the red H in the store to go ahead and scan that and donate some meals.
That's great to know that it stays right here in our
Isn't it?
community too.
Well,
and
and
you
Hy-
make it so easy to do.
Right, Hy-Vee does so much nationwide, but you have so many people here, you employ so many people here, you're building a new store here, and the money that you raise here does go to Ozarks Food Harvest.
Yes.
And stays here, which makes it great. By the way, this segment is sponsored by Hy-Vee, and we thank you so much for your sponsorship. You have the magazine when you walk in the door, the new October magazine is there.
Yes.
Correct?
It is.
Stacks and stacks of them?
Hopefully.
I know I've got at least one in my office. You've got recipes, you've got all sorts of articles, things like that.
Yeah, there's
And-
some great recipes in this month's. There's a lot of fun, spooky Halloween things for kids to kind of jazz up their foods.
And tell us where you're located again.
We're at West Battlefield Road and Kansas Expressway. Soon, hopefully, we'll be at East Sunshine.
You will be. It's coming
Can't
along
wait.
nicely. All right, use the app, do the fuel saver. It's great stuff. Michelle Canapil, great to see you as
Thank you.
always.
Thank you.
This is just a